let's just jump right in. Today, in this explainer, we are heading straight into the deadly, unpredictable mountains of the Guardian of Valloorpara. We're going to break down, well, basically a masterclass in how to write a perfectly tense fantasy ambush.
We are skipping the pleasantries and dropping right into the action. New people have come, 4 of them. 3 men and a woman. Boom, just like that, we're spying through the eyes of a hidden tribal boy. Who are these outsiders? Why are they being watched? They're walking into a situation they absolutely do not understand, and man, that vulnerability hooks us right out of the gate.
Now, Valloorpara is described as this serene, super lush mountain terrain. It sounds beautiful, right? Governed peacefully by a single leader. But look, do not let that tranquility fool you. This is your classic deadly paradise. The author uses that gorgeous, lush environment to make the isolation feel way more intense. It's totally lulling the travelers, and us, honestly, into this false sense of security before the true, terrifying nature of the mountains is revealed. So here's who we're dealing with. 4 protagonists, completely out of their element. Chandravati, Shorvathiran, Vikravendran, and Kavendran. They're on a pretty desperate mission, tracking footprints to find these vanished researchers. And you can instantly tell they're dynamic, right? Kavendran is already complaining about food, kind of showing his lack of focus, while Vikravendran shuts him down because they need answers, not a snack. Chandravati is just clinging to this hope that their missing people are hiding with the tribe. They're marching deeper into the unknown, completely clueless that they are actually being hunted. This part is just brilliant dramatic irony. It turns out, the group literally took the wrong path. But in this massive twist of fate, that simple navigational error is the absolutely only reason they haven't already fallen into a deadly snare. While the tribal elders are watching them, pitying these core things who are about to lose their lives, the travelers just think they're a bit lost. They have no idea they're dancing right on the edge of a blade. They haven't avoided the trap at all. They've just delayed it. And then, bam, the pacing just completely flips. 1 second, they're on a quiet hike, and the next, the forest literally turns against them. Tree branches snapshot like a barricade, entirely cutting off their path. Out of nowhere, 15 armed tribesmen surround them. It goes from a nature walk to a claustrophobic, hostile ambush in the blink of an eye. The tribal elder steps up and completely shatters any hope of a warm welcome. The environment itself just became their prison. Then, one of the tribesmen drops this absolutely chilling line. Everyone who comes here disappears. I mean, wow. That instantly skyrockets the stakes from a simple trespassing issue to literally life and death. The travelers frantically try to explain they come in peace, but the tribe just mocks them. When Chandravati insists the researchers must be alive, the tribe essentially calls her delusional. They are laying out the brutal reality. Valloorpara is a one-way trip. Seriously, put yourself in their shoes for a second. How on earth do you survive when you're completely outnumbered, and not just by a hostile tribe, but by the actual forest itself? The tension is at an absolute peak here. Kavendran, who we already know was complaining earlier, just fully breaks down, admitting he knew this whole trip was a terrible idea. They are boxed in by warriors promising they won't leave alive, and the trees have literally sealed them in. There is zero visible way out. But wait, here comes the turning point. The elder asks them one final, fateful question before executing them. Where are you going searching for them? Vikravendran answers with just one heavy word. Vingavira. That's it. Just naming their destination. But that single word acts like a linguistic bomb dropping in the middle of the forest. It changes the entire trajectory of the whole scene. This is such a perfect example of show, don't tell. Look at the panicked behavioral shift in the hostile tribe. The author doesn't need to explain how dangerous Vengavira is, because we instantly see it. Before that word, the tribe was ready to kill them. After, utter, terrified shock. The elder immediately starts yelling at his own men to tear down the barricades. All that hostility just vanishes into this intense, almost frantic respect. They literally clear the path and invite the travelers inside. So once they're in the settlement, Kavendran is totally bewildered by this sudden VIP treatment. But the elder gives this fascinating, kind of horrifying clarification. He says, that is not respect for you. It is respect for the place you are going. Think about that. Our travelers were saved strictly by the sheer dread associated with their destination. The tribe doesn't admire them, they pity them. They're treating them with reverence because they view them as walking dead, basically marching straight into hell. So yeah, surviving that ambush was literally just step 1. The elder gives them a seriously dire reality check. He flat out doubts the missing researchers are even alive anymore. And when Kavendran gets cocky, boasting about surviving the first trap, the elder shuts him down instantly. The path to Vingavira is utterly unpredictable. He makes it completely clear. Mere luck is not going to cut it. And without highly specialized local help, they can't even escape Valloorpara, let alone survive the horrors waiting in Vengavira. Which brings us to a really critical juncture. These travelers are in way over their heads. They absolutely need a guide. But who in their right mind has the courage to go to a place that terrifies even these hardened local warriors? Shorvatharan stubbornly tries to say they don't need help, but the elder insists. Because the person he has in mind doesn't just know the way. He is actively waiting for the chance to go into Vengavira. And here is the dramatic reveal. When asked who this mysterious guide is, the elder speaks with profound reverence. He introduces the sovereign who lives for his people, and the outsider's absolute only hope, the young king of Valloorpara, Simhavarathan. The author holds his name back until this exact moment, so his entrance feels monumental. He isn't just a guide. He's the revered leader of this terrifying land, and apparently the only person capable of facing the ultimate nightmare. Which just leaves us right on the edge of our seats, doesn't it? What terrifying things actually await them in Vengavira? I mean, if just saying the name stops an ambush cold, what does the reality look like? And maybe even more importantly, what are the true motives of this young king who is willingly walking into certain death? I'm going to leave you to ponder that. The setup here is just brilliant, leaving us all desperate to find out what happens next. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep that curiosity sharp.